Hello guys, be here for Scrappy Boy Stamps, and today I am going to show you a very different video. We're gonna work with the Neverland and the Never Grow Up stamp sets. These are from the new release. These are so good, you guys. They're amazing. I just totally love the whole release, but these have to be one of my favorite stamps. And I said this is gonna be a different video because I am actually going to color today. Now, I am gonna give you all the tips that I have learned, that I know what I do with my coloring. I don't say that my coloring is the right way to color. I don't think there is a right way to coloring. Just do what fits you and suits you best, the way that you feel more comfortable. Some people say that you have to color first the light and go to the darkest. I have tried that way. It does not work for me at all. So I always go from dark to light, and I go back to dark, go back, to light, depending on my image and if I am happy how it looks like. So I'm gonna be using Neverland and the Never Grow Up. And the images that we're gonna color today, we're gonna be using next week to make a card. So let's make it like a mini series, I guess. So if you like this type of video, let me know in the comments, like a coloring videos, and then we'll make a project with it. Just let me know if you enjoy this type of video, if you want me to keep doing this type of videos for Scrappy Boy. So I'm gonna put this aside for a minute so I can tell you what I use for coloring. So the ink I use is Memento Tuxedo Black. I find it's one of the only inks that does not smear at all with your alcohol markers. And that is kind of important because if you use a different ink that does smear, and when you're coloring, you're gonna have a muddy puddle of yuckiness. And you don't want that, right? So that's what I use for ink. My markers, I use Ohuhu alcohol markers, and I use Copic. I have the full set of Ohuhus, so I use them a lot. Okay, the paper I use, the cardstock, is Hammermill 100 pound. I love this cardstock. It doesn't spend when I use my markers. It blends really well. I really like it, and I recommend it, and I will leave a link below so you can go get this one if you want to try it. And then I also use a Misty. So this thing is amazing. I have the acrylic blocks that we used to use a long time ago. And that's okay if you want to use that, but I feel like the Misty, it's like a perfect if you stamp and it doesn't stamp all the way around. I find that with Sean's stamps, I don't have that issue, but it can happen, maybe the eyes sometimes don't get completely black, like they're supposed to, and you have to re-ink again. And this Misty is perfect for that. Something that helps me tremendously too is that I have this. And these are all the blends that I have come up with that other people have shared with me. These are for Copics, and then I also have for Ohuhus. And it just saves a lot of time when you have something like this. You don't have to think or anything. I also have this chart, or this, where I swatch all of my markers that I have. This one is for Copic. I have also one for Ohuhu, and it helps me see what colors go with what, like what looks good as well. So let's go ahead and we're gonna stamp, and through some parts of the video I will speed up so it's not such a long video, but the majority you're gonna see what I am doing and how I am coloring, and maybe it helps you along the way in your coloring journey as well. So from this set I am going to use the crocodile and the kids is sitting, and then from this set I am going to use the boy carrying the girl, the flying boy, and the fairy. So this is how I prep my stamps when they're brand new. I don't know if there's any other way that you prep them. Maybe you stamp once in like a scrap piece of paper and then stamp it again. But for me, this is how I do it. I kind of massage, I guess, my stamp with my hands and just warm it up. I don't know. It may be something in my head why I do it. But it actually works really nice, and I hardly ever have to restamp my images. So here is how all my stamps look like, and now we're gonna go ahead and color. To make this video not so long, I am only going to color one of the images in real time. The rest I will color off camera. And the way I do it when I have many stamps like I do here, many images, is that I kind of do like an assembly line, and I color the skin of everybody first, and then I move on to hair and then to clothing. So that is what we are going to do. Do not worry about writing down any colors that I'm using, because every single color that I'm using for these images will be in the description box below. So here I have my marker holder, and we're gonna go ahead and color the boy, the flying boy, together. And for this I'm going to be using the skin combo is E04, E11, E21, E00, E000, R20. But when I use R20, I also like to use R21 first towards like the edge of the cheeks, and then I use the R20. So we're gonna go ahead and do that now. Okay, so here I have R21, and you'll see that I'm gonna start coloring his cheeks just to the border. And I do this sweeping motion. I don't do circles for their cheeks because they're not clowns, right? So the cheeks don't have to be like a perfect circle. I mean, there's some images that the circle looks cute, but for people, I don't think it does. So then I do my R20, and I go over that R21, and I stand it a little bit out of that R21. Also, when I'm coloring, I don't pay much attention to light source because it stresses me out. I feel like I get too much in my head. If the light comes this way, then I know my shadows are on the other side, and I just get too much in my head, and then I don't enjoy coloring. And we color to relax, right? So this is the way I guess intuitively I just position my darkest colors where I think they should be. and then it makes me happy and my images I think look good. So we continue here with E04, and I'm gonna put this color around his hairline and towards the side of his face, his ear as well. I am going to add these to his arms and his neck. We don't have much skin here because he's wearing like pants, so no legs to color with the skin tones. But this is what I am doing, and I'm gonna continue color here on the sides like you see here. I wanted to do this in real time so you actually see what I am doing. Let me know in the comments below if you like it this way or if you prefer as well that I speed up through the coloring parts. I think a lot of people can benefit from coloring videos. I love watching coloring videos, so hopefully you guys like coloring, watching coloring videos as well. So this, I am done with the E04, and I'm gonna move on to E11. And what I do with my second color and with all the colors that are coming as well, I go over that E04 that I already put down on my border, I guess, where I wanted the shadow, I guess, to be, and I just drag it out. Like I go on top of that E04 and I drag it out a little bit more, and I do this with every single color. And I know that his arms are skinny and small, and there's gonna be a point when you are coloring and you have no more space to add the rest of the colors. Still add the color on top. I do it. I feel like it gives a complete different look than when I don't add the rest of the colors and I just add it to his face, because it will react with the other colors and it will lighten up a bit. So after E11 we have E21. I love this color for skin. It doesn't, I feel like it gives more like a flesh tone and not so peachy, because we are not peach, right? But yeah, so I am going over again the previous marker, which was E11 and E04. So I'm going all the way from E04 with the E21 all the way out, dragging that E04 and that E11 towards the middle of his face, his arms and neck. And then after this one we have E00, and I am going to do the exact same thing I have been doing with the other shades. I am doing the same, even though you can see here his arm is already filled, and I am still going over with my E00, and I will go over with my E000 even though there is no space there. I actually don't do it dragging all the colors, but I do it at the border where it's supposed to be that E000 and that E00 if I had the space there. Here you see me now going in with my E000, still putting on the arms, his neck, his face. I still have a tiny little bit of space there that I am coloring. And do not worry if you color over his eye, because that little mark, the white little highlight in his eye, you can add it again with a white gel pen or marker. I use a Sharpie that I will show you. I think I'll show you at the end. I'm actually voice over this video because my dogs are all over the place. So I'm gonna go ahead and color these, and voila, I color it. Okay, so now let's go ahead and color his hair. And I have chosen YR18, YR16, and YR12. So for hair, if you go to my Instagram, you see that sometimes I do like the little strands, and sometimes I just do the middle highlight, and it all depends how I feel that day. Today we're gonna do the middle highlight, and if you feel like you have trouble knowing how to color her, Shan is so amazing that he puts the color image, and you can kind of see where he put the highlight, and then you can recreate that or copy that where he put the highlight if you feel like you need that help. But we're gonna go ahead and start with the YR18, and all I'm doing is just flickering, and that's why I love a brush, tip, pen, marker, whatever. It's easier to do and doing those brushing strokes than it is with a bullet tip, for example. There we go. Then we have YR16, and I'm gonna go over that. And then my last color is gonna be YR12, and again I'm gonna go all over. And there he is. This is how he looks like. I'm gonna go ahead and color everybody's hair and come back and show you. Do not worry about writing everything down. In the description box below, I am sharing with you all the markers that I'm using. Okay, so I have colored everybody's hair. Now we're gonna go ahead, put this aside, and we're gonna color his green clothing. And for that, I have chosen YG25, YG03, and YG01. So we're gonna start with YG25. I'm gonna remove both caps because this one is kind of juicy and I don't want my no bludgeon or anything like that. That would make me so sad. So we are gonna go ahead and start with this one. Then we have YG03. And now we have YG01. So I feel my dark needs a little bit darker. So I'm gonna use YG17 for that. And I'm not gonna go crazy with it, just yeah, like so much better. So because I'm doing his clothes, I'm also gonna do his shoes and the feather, the sword and the belt. Oh, I forgot his collar. Okay, so for his shoes and belt, I have chosen E35, E33, E30. For the sword, Y35, Y15, C2, and C1. So here I'm using E35. E33, E30, Y35 for the sword here, Y15. Can use many colors in these little areas because it's so small. And then we're going to do C2 for the blade, and then C1. And then for his feather, I'm doing R89. And then R46. And my last one is R24. And my boy is finished. I am gonna go ahead and color the rest, come back and show you how everything looks. And this is it, you guys. Look how pretty. Here I'm gonna give it a close-up so you can see them better. And remember, Every color that I use is in the description box below. And I think I have Mod Podge glossy accents because I think I want to put them in the boy with the glasses just to add a little bit something extra. And then I have my fairy here, and as I'm showing you her, I thought, why not use my Wink of Stella glitter brush to add some of that glitter to her wings, because I mean, she's a fairy, she needs to have glitter, right? And then I have a surprise for you. We're gonna do something nice, or at least I am planning on doing something nice with her for the card that we're gonna be making next week, and I hope it works, because in my head it works, but you know. And here she is. I don't know if you can see the shine, maybe a little bit. Oh my gosh, she's so cute. And I have used all my outline dies to cut out my images. Highly recommend them, you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the description box below if you like this type of video, and I will see you next week with a card.